The world has no shortage of wonders, no doubt about it. Whether they're nature's scenery or engineering feats, these places continue to captivate people worldwide. However, some areas have been sources of amazement for others due to something else: mystique. They have strange phenomena, weird structures, or edgy histories, resulting in fascination and confusion. How were they formed? What's going on with those places? Join me as we take a tour of 10 mysterious places that exist. Let's hit it! Bermuda Triangle. Let's begin with the low-hanging fruit, shall we? An area in the Atlantic Ocean bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. The Bermuda Triangle is nothing short of mythical, known as the Devil's Triangle. The place is notorious for mysterious disappearances over the years, further boosted by literature works and pop culture over the years. Just ask Jack Sparrow. Whether traveling by air or by sea, travelers are said to be in danger of meeting their demise. However, it's not as unsafe as the stories say, as many planes and ships go through it every day. It's one of the most heavily traveled shipping lanes in the world. There are two questions yet to be answered though. What makes it perilous? And what happened to its victims? Over the years, there have been theories about the disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle, ranging from eruptions of methane gas from the ocean floor to sea monsters. Famous explorer Christopher Columbus did note that the place screwed up his compass readings. That's because at one point, the true north and magnetic north did line up somewhere in the area. However, since the 19th century, that's no longer the case. As for its victims, no wreckage from the disappearances in the area has ever been recovered. The Bermuda Triangle continues to be one of the most puzzling bodies of water ever, whether the myths are true or not. Darwaza Gas Crater. You must be wondering what the hell is going on here. The story goes that in 1971, Soviet geologists set up a drilling rig in the area as they thought it was a great source of oil. But then the ground beneath the drilling rig collapsed, burying the rig underneath. While there were no casualties, there was another problem: poisonous gases from the crater potentially reaching nearby towns. The geologists set the crater on fire to avoid the catastrophe, hoping that it would only burn for a few weeks. 50 years later, it still burns. Over the years, only one man, a Canadian named George Kourounis, has descended to the bottom of the pit using a rope and pulley mechanism.
Feeling good?
Ever since Kourounis' exploration, the crater has attracted many travelers who set camp around its edges and stay overnight to witness the only light source in the area for miles. It isn't just the travelers drawn to the crater, as birds and moths also fly around it. Even spiders are reportedly plunging over the crater's edge to their deaths. Quite literally, a gate to the other side, isn't it? Racetrack Playa. Apart from having a spectacular view, there's nothing extraordinary about the Racetrack Playa, at least at first glance. Smacked in a valley between the Cottonwood and Last Chance mountain ranges in Death Valley National Park. The Racetrack Playa is a vast dry lake bed, also known as a playa, measuring 4.5 kilometers long and 2.1 kilometers wide. The place is inhospitable and getting to it is very challenging as it is far from civilization. And the roads along the way are unpaved. While there are some kettles along the way, there's nothing else to see. As I've said, the scenery is quite lovely, but there's something else that makes the place unique. Along the lake bed surface are strange rocks that appear to be moved by some mysterious invincible force. The rocks leave trails of visible tracks, hence the Racetrack Playa name. However, there's no magic at work here. At times, a sheet of thin ice covers the lake bed's surface. Light breezes of wind melt the ice, resulting in ice panels that push the rocks as fast as 5 meters per minute. Okay, not exactly fast by Ferrari standards, but interesting nonetheless. Salar de Uyuni. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? I could not tell you where to find a mirror similar to the one in Snow White. I could, however, show you the biggest mirror of them all. The Salar de Uyuni isn't just one gargantuan of a mirror, it's also the biggest salt flat in the world. Spanning over 10,000 square kilometers, Salar de Uyuni is located in Daniel Campos province in Potosi in southwest Bolivia. During the wet season, rainwater and water overflowing from the nearby lakes fill the salt flat, transforming it into a massive mirror. Combine that with the blue skies and we have a stunning Instagrammable scenery. When the water dries up, hexagonal formations resulting from salt crystallization can be seen. If the place looks familiar, you've probably seen it in movies such as Star Wars 8: The Last Jedi, where the Salar de Uyuni became Planet Crate. During the dry season, the scenery is fantastic as well, with cracks on the ground that resemble floor tiles. Call it Mother Nature's idea of architecture. Isla de las Muñecas. Isla de las Muñecas translates to Island of the Dolls, because it is. Located in the channels of Xochimilco, south of the center of Mexico City, the island is home to a lot of dolls hanging around. While the island has its frequent share of visitors, it wasn't intended to be a tourist spot. According to legend, the island's caretaker Don Julian Santana Barrera failed to save a girl from drowning. Near the canals, he found a floating doll which likely belonged to the girl. To show respect, he hung a doll in a tree. Feeling haunted by the girl's spirit, Barrera began to hang more dolls to appease her. Later on, he realized that the spirits of dead girls possessed the dolls. Locals claim they heard the dolls whisper to each other and that they moved of their own accord. In 2001, Barrera died. His body found at the same spot where the girl died. The island became very famous, with tourists flocking it to pay tribute to Barrera. While the haunting stories about Isla de las Muñecas were most likely exaggerated, the place's eerie appearance still makes it spooky. Bloodfalls. The next item on this list is something horrifying. Sort of. To the uninitiated, the bloodfalls from the Taylor Glacier in Antarctica might appear strange and disturbing. Amidst the white colors, what in the world is a red patch doing in there? Moreover, why is blood dripping like crazy? It's like somebody stabbed Mother Earth on the side of Antarctica with a huge knife. Or if your imagination runs crazier, it's like the aftermath of a bloody murder scene. However, it isn't as gory as it seems. For 2 million years, salt water has been trapped beneath the Taylor Glacier. The salt water underneath the glacier is more than twice as salty as ocean water, which explains why it flows despite the freezing temperature all around. It's also rich in iron like our blood. While salt water is colorless in itself, iron oxidizes as it flows into the glacier's surface, explaining why the salt water looks like blood. Still too gruesome for you? I hope not. Rainbow Mountains of China. Imagine having a rainbow-colored layer cake smacked into a photocopy machine with 100 times the magnification. The result would be the Rainbow Mountains of China. As ridiculous as it sounds, and nope, somebody didn't drop gallons of paint from an aircraft to color the mountains. It's 100% natural. Located within Jiangye Dangjia Landform Geological Park in China's Gansu province. The Rainbow Mountains was heralded by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in 2009, and it's not hard to see why. The mountain's colors result from 24 years' worth of deposits of sandstone and other minerals, combined with the movement of tectonic plates and the effects of rain and sunlight over the years. And we have one massive layer cake. Okay, enough drooling. Flygazer. To be frank, the Flygazer in Nevada is a child of failure. In 1916, residents of the Fly Ranch, formerly known as Ward's Hot Springs, wanted irrigation for agriculture purposes. They drilled deep and found lots of water, but it was too hot for agriculture use. Hence, the site was abandoned. 48 years later, in 1964, a geothermal power company drilled a test well 100 yards near the first geyser. This time, the water was deemed not hot enough. They caped the well, packed their bags, and went home. However, water still shot from the hole. There's also another geyser, but unlike the others, it was formed naturally. Over the years, 3 mounds of calcium carbonate formed as a result of 3 geysers' decades-long release of boiling water. The geysers, covered with mineral deposits and thermophilic algae, shoot water as high as 5 feet tall. Funny how a bizarre yet fantastic formation like this resulted from humans screwing up. Pamukkale. Say hello to Pamukkale, located in the southwestern Turkish province of Denizli. It is the site of the ancient Greco-Roman city of Hierapolis, hence the abundance of Greek ruins. However, the place is more than just ruins. For starters, Pamukkale means cotton castle in Turkish, which explains its striking feature: beautiful, white terraces complete with pools. You would be forgiven for wondering who would be insane enough to dive into freezing cold water. Actually, the whole place is white, even during summer. Underneath Pamukkale is a water heated by volcanic lava. The water deposits calcium carbonate as it reaches the surface, resulting in the formation of travertine, the snowy white limestones forming the landscape. As for the pools, they're hot springs spewing waters for centuries and are said to have healing properties. With its white Instagrammable scenery and natural infinity pools, Pamukkale might as well be the last word for relaxation. Vadhus Sea of Stars. Here's the thing, if you want to see Sea of Stars, all you have to do is look up into the night sky. However, the beaches of Vadhus Island in the Maldives also offer something similar. Okay, its beaches themselves are no slouch, but during the late summer months, they show something much more surreal. The waves sparkle with bright blue dots at night, presenting its own version of the Sea of Stars. Obviously, the dots aren't stars, but they aren't light bulbs either. What you're seeing is a phenomenon called bioluminescence, caused by tiny living organisms called phytoplankton. These organisms are frequently preyed upon by fishes. Once agitated, they emit vibrant blue light to scare their predators. However, don't worry, you can still plunge into the water since their blue lights do not generate much heat. The Sea of Stars is a wonderful sight to behold, especially when the water sparkles as surfers or boats cruise around the beach. More importantly, it's a feast for the eyes. What do you think of these places? Are there other places mysterious enough to deserve a slot on our list? Share your thoughts by commenting down below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notifications to get front row seats to watch Canon's mind-blowing videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.